That's the main issue. That if these people would just turn the competitiveness off when they play unranked, then we wouldn't have this discussion. It would be fine. But unfortunately, competitive people don't stop being competitive when they're not playing competitive.
You ever just try to play a multiplayer game and you see this?
All the time.
Some dude on the other side of the planet you know is just greased up, trying their absolute hardest as if their life is on the line. Yeah, we've all been there, and there's only two natural human responses to seeing a dude like this. Yeah, let me just borrow the portals from that shitty Minecraft trailer. Yeah, thanks. Now, firstly, you either look at this dude in complete and utter disgust. I'm looking at this guy like, what the fuck are you doing? Dudes playing like this have you sat in your chair in dismay, and you're thinking like, bro, you are actually ruining the game. I mean, if it's a ranked or competitive scenario, it makes sense. Almost everyone, not me, is pretty much expected to try their absolute hardest to win, but like, you trying this hard in Fall Guys, my guy? That's what we're talking about today. When you see a motherfucker sweating and trying so unbelievably hard in a game or a mode that ain't even supposed to be competitive. There were sweats in Fall Guys.
I've talked about it before, but the last time I installed Dota to play against people, I thought to myself, I wonder how many games it's going to be before someone tells me to unalive. It was 4, and it was in turbo mode, which is effectively the party mode of Dota. It's not a mode that you can take seriously, and yet someone was actually taking it that seriously.
Game or a mode that ain't even supposed to be competitive. There were sweats in Fall Guys, Among Us sweats, games that don't even have a competitive mode in the first place. I've seen dudes sweat in Lethal Company, my guy. From this perspective, it's strange. We're left wondering what would compel someone to exhaust so much energy into trying to get a virtual W. People in this category slash perspective can find themselves not really caring about winning in the first place. It's purely about the experience these games offer themselves. They still see winning as fun, obviously, who doesn't? But it's not the primary reason they play games, and they find it weird when they see a complete fucking fiend who will stop at nothing to get a virtual victory. And that is where I believe the term sweat comes from. You ever call someone that shit? Ooh, it's got that thing to it, bitch. But this word used in this context isn't that old, right? So there obviously must have been some sort of shift. It fucking obviously, or this video wouldn't exist. So what about the other side of things? Well, wanting to win is also in their nature. People who play video games in this way load into their matches with only winning in mind because, well, winning is fun. Or at least that's the sentence I always hear from this side when debates like this pop up. People feel this incessive urge to try their absolute best in any game they play. What drives them to do so obviously depends on the person. I have no fucking idea. But oftentimes when people are called a sweat, their responses are something along the lines of, are you gonna bash me for the way I play the game? Why don't you just get good? Am I supposed to play worse on purpose to meet your expectations? Yeah, that was pretty good. We've made it approximately amount of time with me being completely unbiased and just viewing both sides of the argument. You already know what side I'm on, bro. What the fuck? If you really like trying hard in games, that's fine. But if your reasoning for sweating your dick off in a game that looks like this is something like this, what are these?
Bro, this is me with Hunt Showdown. Because Hunt Showdown, it has a ranked, like you can't not play ranked. It's an MMR thing that applies to everything. But it's a very random game, designed to be as random as possible so that it's as replayable as possible. But it's not a ranked, like, competitive game. I say it's a first-person shooter party game. It takes place in like what is it now, 1895, something like that. Dark fantasy first-person shooter with cowboys, and it's an extraction shooter. You don't have to do the objective. You can literally load into the game, shoot a zombie in the face, and then extract and leave and never have to encounter anybody. Everything is optional. That's the game. And the way that the MMR works is if you kill someone, your MMR goes up. If you die, you lose MMR. So literally someone can just sit in a bush for the entire game, kill you, and then leave the game, and they will gain MMR. And the amount of people that will do that is insane, especially in the high ranks, because that's all anyone does. No one actually cares to kill the boss and take the objective. They just want to have the ability to gloat about being high MMR, as if it's even an achievement at this point.
You think she's thirsty? Try the juice box to give her a drink.
What? Oh god.
If you know a little about me, you already know I'm a casual, but I have most definitely dabbled in the dark arts of competitive play. There was a period of time where I was playing ranked non-stop, bro.
Same.
Day in, day out, just I gotta win, I gotta try my hardest, I gotta do this. Oh, we lost? Oh, that's completely cool. But what I realized is that being a sweat is not factory settings.
It's also extremely taxing on your psychology. At least it was for me.
Something has to change within you in order for you to become this way. Okay, let me explain what I'm talking about. Black Ops 6 beta just happened when this video released, kind of. Now, COD sucks. I know, give it up. I know. Now, but what I'm saying is you couldn't walk 3 steps in the Krusty Krab without seeing some dumbass motherfucker slipping and sliding around the map like, what the fuck are you doing? Is the first type of response, and the one I personally give off when I see people doing that sort of thing. Some of you may very well look at this and give this second response, which is just, he's playing the fucking game, hello, and then proceed to hit me with one of these questions. Now to argue it from my perspective, my favorite thing to do. The problem is that you know damn well these questions don't have an answer. Ain't nobody saying you should play worse on purpose. The problem that we're talking about is that your brain has reached a point where you even think to ask these questions in the first place. Because BO6, that was a beta that just happened. There is no ranked mode. Therefore, you shouldn't be asking these dumbass questions when dudes look at you like you're a freak for doing this stuff. Like, it shouldn't come as a surprise. The very first time you picked up a controller to play a game, yo ass was not thinking about winning. Well, actually, you probably were, but you weren't fiending over it like how you might be doing today in most of the games that you play. Over time, it seems some people have become fiends for the W. Just think about it like this. The people who are hard sweating in these games nowadays, your old self would be looking at you exactly like how these other people would be looking at you. Something has changed, but is that for the worse? Not necessarily, no. Like, even though I personally disagree.
I honestly kind of think so. The biggest problem, I think, is that it's, like, inescapable. That's my issue. If people just had, like, the competitive games that they go to, and that's it, it's like, okay, well, they're over there, and I don't want to be over there, so I'm not going to go over there. But it's in literally everything. And part of it isn't even necessarily, like, winning, like, for the own personal thing. It's because a lot of people, again, like, they just want to be, like, the person to become the content creator of that thing. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that on its own, but it does affect how you play and how you enjoy it, unfortunately. And a lot of people are doing it.
Like, even though I personally disagree, and you just heard me argue from the perspective of one side of the argument versus the other, that doesn't make the other side's argument invalid. This is the part of the video that people are gonna read the title and go, I get that shit every video. People just reading the title and they go, competitive sweats are ruining gaming? It's like,
I'll be real, I thought he was gonna side like almost strictly with the competitive side. I honestly for some reason thought that initially as well.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Let me bring it full circle. Just hold. Neither of these are an actual problem because ranked modes in games serve as a filter for all the people who prefer to try their absolute hardest to win. And every other mode is where everyone else defaults to. People who
counter argument, no, it's not. That's the problem. Actually, this is the thing with Dota. The people who are really good at ranked will play ranked a lot of the time. But there are people who are good at the game, but are not good enough to play ranked. So they play casual, but they don't take the game casually. They still are playing it with the ranked mindset. That happened with unranked. It happened with turbo. That's the main issue. That if these people would just turn the competitiveness off when they play unranked, then we wouldn't have this discussion. It would be fine. But unfortunately, competitive people don't stop being competitive when they're not playing competitive. They're still competitive, and it's infecting people who don't want to be like that. I can't play a game and just mindlessly play it because against people, I should say. Because there's always someone that is doing every possible tech that they know and will scream at you if you're not.
Who just want to play the game. A common response from casuals responding to sweats who are telling them to just get good. Ever hear that shit before? The problem is when this equilibrium is disturbed. If you ask a dude like me, if your ass is hungering for a win in cart ride to Sigmaville, I think it is a good thing that's considered weird by people to sweat in a game that's just meant to be played casually. Because it is.
Oh, okay, well, he actually is arguing the argument that he just made. I should have probably watched it a little bit further. My point still stands.
But on the flip side, there's a reason that when you see a casual goon roll into a ranked match and start throwing, it's also considered weird and looked down upon. We've literally invented the word throwing or thrower because it's mad annoying when a weird bitch comes into ranked and isn't trying to win. When a 6'10 dude comes into a non-competitive setting like a middle school Foursquare game on the playground and starts playing like their fucking life depends on it, you're a sweat and everyone's gonna want you to leave so they can just have fun, obviously. But on the flip side, if you're a middle schooler who somehow got unironically drafted to play in the NBA and all you want to do is have fun, bitch, your ass is throwing, get the fuck out of here. Equilibrium. Honestly, I didn't even really realize this concept until I started making this video, but honestly, I think it's real as fuck. Now, unfortunately, this balance being disturbed is quite a common thing. People throwing in ranked or people sweating in casual happens all the time. The problem is that while the solutions that have been put forth to deal with people throwing in ranked have been received relatively well, so well, in fact, that you probably don't even know what I'm talking about yet, the other side solutions to sweats ruining the fun of casuals fucking sucks. You see, ranked modes typically have concrete rules that literally states you cannot throw people's matches intentionally. And some games even allow you to avoid individual people from being on your team, either as an actual feature or just by blocking them. Obviously, shit's never gonna be 100% perfect, but the tools that have been put in place to allow competitive people to play how they wanna play are generally pretty fucking solid. What the fuck is this? So to try and keep casuals and sweats separated, almost every multiplayer game under the sun now has skill-based matchmaking. Jesus Christ, even the fucking phrase skill-based connotation attached to it, free of charge. Yeah, that's great. Where even when you're in a non-competitive mode, the system will attempt to place you in a lobby full of people around your skill level.
Yes, dude, that's the problem with Hunt. Because they even, you can't opt out of the ranked thing anymore. You used to be able to, but you can't now. I get why they do it. I do, but it's just not needed a lot of the time. I don't know. It's like, I can understand from the dev's perspective of like, listen, there's gonna be a new guy and we don't want him playing with like the fucking dude that's put 20,000 hours into this. It's like, okay, cool, but like, the new guy's gonna suck whoever he plays against anyway. I don't think it's that big a deal.
Now, there's just one small detail you need to keep in mind when trying to understand why skill-based matchmaking is considered a worse solution than stuff like this on the flip side. It's that it fucking sucks dick and no one likes it. You know what the problem is with an algorithm that's designed to put everyone on a 1.0 KD and have a 50% win rate is? It gets really fucking obvious. It becomes very not fun when you're placed against people much worse than you because it obviously has to let you win sometimes to achieve these, and very fucking annoying when you're placed against the literal Harlem Globetrotters just because you've won too many games. It's when it becomes obvious that the system just looks you dead in the eyes and goes, oh, you having fun? You just won your last 2 games? Yeah, good luck winning that shit, kid. It's an arbitrary solution which ends up with terms like this becoming very—
Wait, does this actually happen? Do systems really try and actually put you so that you stay at 50-50? I haven't played a game like this in a while, so I don't know. That's weird. That actually happens.
Very popular. You want to know why back in the day when you saw a dude cleaning house on Modern Warfare 3, the good one, that they were just a good player and not a sweat? It's because that's simply not how games were back then. And I see people argue all the time like, oh, well, COD's always had skill-based matchmaking. It fucking obviously was not tuned up as high as it is now.
Yeah.
Your fucking skull, I'm gonna eat you.
Bro, I don't even think Modern Warfare 2, because that was the one that I played. I was like, this guy's gonna eat me, apparently. I was like, this freeze frame. Yeah, I swear Modern Warfare 2, did it have this match? If it did, I didn't know that. Like, damn, also this guy's gonna eat me again.
Getting eaten. Okay. I had to uninstall Twitter. I'm sorry. I was just straight to Twitter, not you. But as games and gamers alike have evolved, the means to ensure that both casuals and the new rise of competitive players have fun are arguably not equal. At least in my opinion, I don't know. If you like to play multiplayer games just for fun, then I deeply apologize for when skill-based matchmaking inevitably forces you to play against sweats. And if you play multiplayer games to win, then I deeply apologize for being the one to join your lobbies and throw, because I think it's funny. I'm just kidding, I don't do that shit anymore. I find it funny to do that shit. The other side probably finds it very funny to shit on casuals. And we can live together in harmony in our 2 separate modes. The people playing, no matter how they want to do it, aren't truly hurting anything. We both just have different ways of having fun, and that's obviously completely fine. I just know someone in the comments is just only gonna read the title and they're not gonna hear me say that. And what's funny is that based on what I've seen, both sides usually believe that skill-based matchmaking is unbelievably ass. Developers, I don't care what type of tests you be running to determine that, oh, skill-based matchmaking, players like skill-based matchmaking. Shut up. Remove it or tone it way way down so we get shit like this. Oh my god, I love this message. Pause to read that shit, or just sub, you know, that's cool too. And I know it might just seem like I'm a little bitch crying behind my screen going like, fix it now. But by forcing this stupid system into your games to such a heightened degree, you'll end up with people forming very strong opinions about gaming as a whole, such as competitive sweats are ruining gaming.
Hey.
What a circle. You ain't see that shit coming. Like the video and sub right now. I'm trying to stream daily again, by the way. So if you see me streaming, bro, tell me to oil up or some shit. Also, me personally, you know, I'm 6'10", just got drafted to the NBA. Fuck Foursquare, bro.
Nice.
If you got a hot mom, hit me up.
Bro, this is the first time I've ever even heard about this guy, and fucking, yeah, I'm subscribing. Thank you to, get out of the way, Toko for the video. I think that was a pretty like well-rounded video. Yeah, I mean, I cannot stand the state of gaming as of right now. I'll be completely honest with you. It's weird how painfully like tryhard everyone is now. You can't escape it. Like I genuinely mourn the days where I would just, and granted, listen, I was trying to win. I'll admit, I was trying to win because I was fucking 12, and that's all I had in my life was I got 25 and 7 on Terminal and Modern Warfare 2. That's all I had at the time, so it mattered to me. But I know I can't return to that anymore. There's no way that I can get those experiences anymore, because no matter where I go, no matter what game I play, there will always be those people that are trying to figure out everything, to try and play everything super optimally. And don't get me wrong, I like playing optimally too. I think it's interesting. But when you get to that point where you're just doing that exclusively and you're like fuming at people that are not doing the same, it's weird, dude. It's ruining gaming in my opinion. It's been ruining gaming in my opinion.